Have you ever wanted to capture the perfect glowing translucent wave on canvas but ended up in a muddy mess? You're not alone. In this painting demo, I've got you covered, so let's dive in. You can see on this canvas I've sketched in a loose drawing of what I'm going to be painting: cliffs, a wave and a beach and some rocks. So let's get on with the sky. We're starting with our background to create depth in our ocean painting. You need a warm, soft, atmospheric sky, so I'm blocking in warm yellow near the horizon and blending it up into cool violets and soft magentas. Keep your brush strokes horizontal and light. A smooth sky makes for your foreground cliffs and crashing waves to really pop. Adding the indications of some clouds up in the sky really does help the painting. We're just using a violet colour but still keeping it on the soft side, just to blend into that sky, keeping it nice and atmospheric. Next up in our process is the landscape of the cliffs themselves. I'm blocking in warm earthy ochre underlayer before carving out the shadows with deeper browns. Notice how I'm using a flat brush to create those rugged sharp edges. Painting the rocks is all about contrasting hard highlights with deep shadowy crevices, so that's what I'm going to be focusing on right now. I'm using a little bit of Van Dyke brown, burnt umber and a touch of blue just to darken it off. So now it's the part we've all been waiting for. How to paint a glowing wave is my favourite oil painting trick. Instead of mixing green on my palette, I block in a vivid sunlit yellow right where the light hits the translucent part of the wave. Then I surround it with a deep phthalo and cobalt blues, and just watch how these colours interact once we start blending on the canvas. You can see I'm really pushing the colour into the fabric of the canvas, and I would suggest using an old brush for this, as it really does wear the bristles out quite quickly on your new brushes. Once we've got all that colour blocked in, we can start to blend these sea colours together using a clean, dry brush. Gently blend the edges. The blue and the yellow naturally merge to create that breathtakingly translucent emerald green. The key to realistic ocean water painting is understanding how light passes through water, not just how it sits on the top. We shape the wave, we carve the wave, and we start to think how the water would be interacting with the shoreline. Before we add the crashing surf and the waves, we need to add the wet beach. For the sea foam, I will be using a thick technique where I use lots of paint, titanium white and a little bit of blue. But for the wet sand on the shore, I'm going to use a little bit of Van Dyke brown, titanium white and a little bit of Naples yellow. I'm also mirroring the sky colours, the purples and some of the blues that are in the sky, just to give it that wet feel of reflective, realistic shorelines. We can also add the dry sand as well. This is Naples yellow, Indian yellow, yellow ochre and a little bit of the browns thrown in there. Just really push the paint into the fabric of the canvas. For the crashing surf, I'm using a thick technique, impasto, virtually impasto. I'm really ploughing on the paint so it gives it some realistic texture. I'm just tapping it on with a little tiny brush just to give that foamy effect. French ultramarine and white gives us a lovely shadow colour. Let's concentrate on the foam line and the water's edge on this wet sand. I'm using some oiled out titanium white, a little bit of linseed oil and titanium white mixed. This delicate dagger brush really carves through the water's edge, adding a touch of realism, and then I can step it up to this liner brush. This liner brush has really long bristles and adds such a really effective touch of realism when painting little foam patterns on the wet sand. Next up in this seascape painting demo, I'm going to tackle the actual wave itself. First of all, we're going to scrub in with a stiff brush some very light cerulean blue and titanium white, just right over the top. We can see the canvas is getting covered and really firmly pushing the paint into place. Now this is not thin paint, it's just a very small amount spread out really stiffly across the entire wave surface. Then we can use a fan brush and just highlight where the light would hit the top side of the wave. Again, I haven't thinned it out, it's just thick paint pulled in the direction of the wave pattern. Now we're going to tackle the interaction between the water and the shore. When the ocean water meets solid rock, it creates highly textured, chaotic foam. I'm going to be using a small, stiff brush just to create the shadow parts of the foam. This is a little bit of a purpley blue colour with a little bit of white mixed in. I'm just stippling this on. I stipple on a little bit more shadow work than what I actually need, because when we come to highlight these crashing waves with a little bit of titanium white, the white is so opaque it will eat up a lot of that shadow work, but we'll also get some natural blendage going on, which gives it a little bit more realism. To create the highlights of the foam, I'm using a small stiff brush just to stipple on and pull the white paint upwards, mimicking the explosive splash. Again, the shadows of the foam, we don't just use grey, we mix blues and purples. It keeps that water looking vibrant and atmospheric. And we're just building up layers, just stippling on a layer, add a little bit more shadow, a little bit more highlight, build it up as we go along to create that massive crashing wave effect. To bring our seascape painting together, we're going to add the final details. We're going to highlight the stones and use a few thin white lines dragged across the wet sand to capture that look of retreating foam on the shore. Finally, I'm going to add some seagulls into the sky that give a little bit of movement, a little bit of scale, and make the painting come alive. If you've enjoyed this step-by-step painting demo, make sure you hit that subscribe button, leave a like and comment below. What's your biggest struggle when painting the water? Thanks for watching. Happy days.